Hey YouTube, it's Valerie with Money Mindset Coach, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the 7 habits of Japanese people. I have always found their culture to be very interesting, and I have to say, having a Hyundai or a Acura TSX being a Japanese car and how much I've learned about why those cars are so good, it got me to thinking about why cars made in Japan are made so well, from the designing to everything, but it comes down to the people. And I found these 7 habits of Japanese people, and I would love to share them with you today. Number 1, visit the family grave. And I have to say that both my parents were cremated. My brother, who passed away 5 years ago, he was cremated. I don't have a grave to go to. And I got to tell you, I kind of wish that I did. I really do. Because it would be a place to go to feel like you're going to visit them or talk to them. It's a place to go where they are, even though, they're not physically here anymore. But that's something that the Japanese do, and they do it every day, which here in the United States, I'm sure that people are not going to the graves of their deceased loved ones every day. But the Japanese people do that. This is something, I actually did this today, and it felt really good. It's Wednesday, and it's garbage day. So I was taking my dog for a walk, and number 2 on the habits of Japanese people is when they're walking somewhere, wherever they happen to be going, if there's trash, they pick it up. It's like, what would our world look like? What would the United States look like if we all, while we were doing whatever we were doing every day, picked up trash? We would have a cleaner world. We would have a cleaner town. You would have a nicer, prettier area. But that's what Japanese people do. So I took my dog for a walk this morning like I do in the morning. It was garbage day, and right along where I was walking her, it was kind of down the street, but I have like land behind me, so nobody lives there. And I saw some trash laying there, and I picked it up and went and put it in my garbage can. And I think what I'm going to do is, from now on, I think I'll pick up trash when I'm walking my dog in the morning. So that's one of the things I'm going to adopt. Number 3, they stop eating when they're 80% full. And I know that a lot of you have probably heard, that your head needs to catch up with your stomach. That if you eat too fast, your mind isn't telling you you're full yet, so eat slower. And then you might realize you're fuller than what you think, and then you'll stop eating. That's a good thing. Well, the Japanese, they stop eating when they're 80% full. Well, if we all did that, we wouldn't be overeating. We wouldn't be eating too much. And maybe we wouldn't be putting weight on. So that's a good thing. One of the things that they do when it comes to their meal, I think that they pray or they thank the person who made the food, which is really a nice thing to do when you think about it. I don't think that happens here in the United States that much. Do we thank our mother for making that food? sometimes, but not all the time. This was just a very respectful thing. But the other thing that they do is they also say thank you to the fish or the meat or the vegetables that entrusted their life to this person who's eating them. It's a very, very interesting way to think about it. It's kind of like, I've noticed this with some of the like Alaskan shows, when they kill an elk or a deer or something, you'll hear a hunter say to the animal, thank you for giving your life so that I can feed my family. They're thankful and they respect that animal. I mean, I'm not a hunter. My boyfriend is. But that's an interesting way to think about it. Number 5, the power of spoken words. There can be negative words and positive words. The words that you say, how does the person you're talking to feel after the words that you said to them? I mean, I've said to my kids plenty of times, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's true too. But I do think that negative words, there's no way that negative words are good. Positive words, good words are good. You can encourage, you can, give somebody some confidence, or you can make somebody feel like they're an idiot. It all depends on what you want to do. But I tell you that when you treat someone in a way that makes them feel bad about themselves or bad about a situation, they're not going to really want to hang out with you. Most people aren't going to want to hang out with somebody who is making them feel bad, who criticizes. I mean, I grew up with a father who was very critical, and I have to say that with my kids, I wish I could go back and not be as critical as I was. I really, really do. I would go back and change that if I could, but I can't. So, number 6. Oh, one more thing about words. In the Bible, it says, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So you can speak life or you can speak death. And I think that's partly the reason that I'm doing this YouTube channel in the first place, is I want to speak life to people. I want to speak words that I think will help them in their lives, in saving money, in all these things. And overall, that's what this video is. It is a positive video. It's not a negative. It's positive. Okay, number 6. Keep things on time. Apologize when you're late. I think we have a problem with lateness. The guy in the video that I saw, he said, if you're a minute late, you need to apologize. How many people apologize if they're a minute late? Most people don't. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I used to have lunch with someone who seriously was probably 30 minutes late every time. And somebody said something to me back then. They said, if someone is late, they are not showing respect for the person who's sitting there waiting for them. That's disrespectful to be late. Now, there are reasons, I mean, you can get stuck in traffic. You can have things happen. There can be reasons why you don't get there on time, but if you don't get there on time, apologize for not being there on time. And then number 7, I actually saw a story on, I think, CBS Sunday Morning, my most favorite show of the whole week. CBS Sunday Morning, I love it. Good news, that's what it has. They did a whole thing on Japanese culture, and I was blown away. And this guy that I heard some of these tips from kind of said the same thing. In Japan, schools don't have custodians to clean the school at the end of the day. The kids clean the school, and the teachers too. They clean up after themselves. But the thing is I think that people are looked down upon who clean. I mean, I had my own cleaning business for a few years. It's been a long time. But I had a cleaning business, and, a lot of times people will look down on people who clean. Because do you have to have an education to clean? No. But when you clean your house, if you're in a school or wherever you happen to be, and you take care of that space, it's a caretaking kind of thing. It's a good thing. There is nothing wrong with taking care of your possessions, of your house. I don't think this was in the Bible, but everybody's heard it. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I don't think that's in the Bible. If it is, tell me in the comments. But, we don't think to do that. Clean up after yourself. Clean your space and your environment. But in Japan, it is considered a virtue when you do that. And I mean, what better world would we have if that's what people did? They took care of their spaces. Maybe even they helped their neighbor take care of their space too. The culture is, a lot of people will talk about excellence versus perfection. Perfection, you're trying to be perfect. You want everything to be perfect. Excellence comes into the mindset that you have of how you want to do things. You want to do things with excellence. And I'm telling you that when the workers in the car plants in Japan are building those cars, they're not trying to be perfect. They are trying to be excellent in what they're doing. And that's why their cars are engineered the way they are. They're put together the way they are, and they run for as long as they do. Funny story, and I think I've probably mentioned this in another video, but my dad, he was a salesman. He was a traveling salesman for 22 out of the 26 years that he worked for this one company. And he got a new company car every 2 years. And we would get the new car in September before the new year started. So I always thought we were pretty special because we would have the next model car in the year that we were in. I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. Nobody has the car we have on the block. I thought it was pretty cool. I was pretty psyched, I have to say. But what my dad always said is he said he would tell the people when he got the car, he wanted to know, was it a Wednesday car? Now, these were all American cars. My mom and dad did not have their first Japanese car until 1969. And it was a Datsun that then became Nissan eventually. And they're made much different than how they were then. But we bought that car on our own. And my mom and dad have had several foreign cars. But all the company cars that my dad had were all American. That was just how they did it. And my dad said that he wanted a Wednesday car. And I asked him, I said, what do you mean? And he said, you don't want a Monday car because the workers are coming in from the weekend and they've been drinking or partying or whatever. So you don't want a Monday car. Friday, you don't want a Friday car because everybody's trying to get out early. You know, they just want to get their work done and get out of there. So maybe they might not be putting all of the time into the building. I don't think he was opposed to a Tuesday or a Thursday car, but the ultimate best car of the week was the Wednesday car, right? Smack dab in the middle of the week. They had their stride. They did their best work, according to my dad, on Wednesday. Now, that's the United States, and that's how my dad felt about it. But in Japan, I think they get up really early. They've been minimalists before minimalism became such a big thing. They've been like that all this time. And I just find the Japanese culture fascinating. So I hope that you find some value in these tips of the habits of Japanese people, because I find it fascinating, and I want to incorporate some of these things into my life. That's what that's what YouTube is all about. We all can learn things, and we all can share because we all have things to say. So I hope that you have found this helpful. Please hit like if you like this video. Subscribe. I would love that. Comment, even better. Share even more. I love it. When you like one of my videos, or you comment, or even if you subscribe, that gets my video out there to more people so it's more visible. And I would just so appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. I appreciate anybody who has commented. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. I am so enjoying doing this, and I can't wait to come back and be with you again. So this is what I say at the end of all my videos. Use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Till next time, bye.